also finished up Batwoman Volume 4. This was a comic that I bought before I got a subscription to uh, DC Universe or DC Infinite. I think it's called. No, I think they changed it to DC Universe. But so I had to, knock that out of my backlog before I jumped into the next one. I don't know if I'm gonna jump into Volume 5 because I hear it's not that good, and
Oh,
they change artists and writers, so it's a different story. And I hear that they wrap up the ending of the arc that Volume 4 didn't end on. It ended on a cliffhanger, and I don't know. It was weird, but essentially what happens is Batwoman's sister is being held as a hostage by the DEO and used as leverage to force Batwoman to try and find out Batman's identity. Um, Batwoman's cousin and sidekick Betty, aka Hawkfire, is working with Kate's dad to bring her cousin, Betty's cousin, so Batwoman's sister, out of DEO custody so that they no longer have leverage over her. Um,
right.
but yeah, Batwoman's great. I would suggest if you're interested in Batwoman, anybody out there, read Volume One Elegy by Greg Rucka and J.H. Williams the third. It's so good. It's unnecessarily good. Like when I've read that, like was it the Batwoman show is I feel like what maybe go. You know what? Let me check out a little bit more Batwoman. The show's not good, but the comics are great, and she's a great character. If you don't know the history of Batwoman, actually, let me just give a little history lesson. So Batwoman was originally created in like the '60s. Batwoman and Batgirl, not Barbara Gordon. Barbara Gordon was not the original Batgirl. The original Batgirl was Betty Kane. So, what's her name was Catherine Kane and Betty Kane. Were the original Batwoman and Batgirl, and they were created as love interests for Batman and Robin originally because people thought that Batman and Robin was in a relationship, which was weird.
Oh,
Very strange behavior
yeah.
for people to think that this grown man and child are in a relationship. People are
Yeah.
weirdos. So they created Batgirl and Batwoman to be love interests. And eventually, once they realized that was stupid, they got rid of Batwoman because they realized that she symbolized something horrible. But they kept
Right.
Batgirl, but she changed her name to Flamebird. And she was a part of the Teen Titans, I think, East. And she continued to exist in the comics, but Batwoman faded into existence. Despite what some people may think, the version of Batwoman that we know today, who is the furthest from being a love interest to Batman as possible because she is gay and Batman's cousin.
Oh,
So they did everything possible to not make her a Batman love interest.
no, for
Um,
real.
and she would that was created. She was created in like 2009, 2010. That version of the character, that reimagining of the character, and they brought back her cousin Betty Kane as Flamebird, and then eventually she changed her name to Hawkfire. And I think she's gone back to Flamebird since then because that's just I guess the more iconic name. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the history
Sounds
of
complex.
Batwoman and Batgirl, the original, before they retconned it, and now Barbara Gordon is the first Batgirl. And she was also created not for the comics, but for the '60s Batman show. Then she was brought into the comics.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, just a little history on DC Comics.
I was gonna say comic lore is so complex.
Yeah, it's fun once you get into it, but it could be a little daunting to get into.